Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. अद्वितीय ब्रह्म तत्वे स्वप्नोयम अखिलम जगत ईश जीवादि रूपेण चेतना चेतात चेतनात्मकम. So after we have gone through so many philosophies and all kinds of things, we came to a conclusion. Muktistu brahma tattvasya jnanat eva na cha anyatha. The liberation means what? Liberation means we are not bound. This experience is liberation. So it can happen only jnanat eva, only by knowledge. So after having told this, then like after the dream is over, we don't continue to be a dreamer. Similarly, the whole dream world also disappears. Now, same way, this whole world, Advitiya Brahma Tattve Sapnoyam Akhilam Jagat Isha Jivadi Rupena Chetana Chetanatmakam. So, Advitiya Brahma Tattve, in this non-dual absolute infinite reality, the whole world is an appearance and illusion. What is the world? First, Ishvara and Jiva. Second thing, the world, Chetana Chetanatmakam. So this whole world is only sapnoyam, only a dream, an appearance. See, friends, to recognize this, whether we accept that this world is illusion, what does it mean? See? Our interaction with the world will change. When we take something as real, our interaction is different. When we take something as appearance, not real, our interaction is different. And therefore, when we are abiding in the truth, this world, achievements, failure, gain, loss, everything will have zero value for us. Up to here we have come yesterday. Anandamaya Vijnanamaya Ishvara Jivakau Mayaya Kalpitau Etau Tabhyam Sarva Prakalpitam. There is one more philosophy. What they call it is as Chidvilasa. There are so many of them. One is what we are talking is Advaita, Shankara Advaita. The second one is this Chidvilasa. Now in this Chidvilasa, they say what Shankara Vedanta says is not right. And what Shankara Vedanti says, what Chidvilasa says is not right. So when I was studying both of them, very deeply, exhaustively, and then I came to conclusion, it is right, like two persons looking at a glass half filled with milk. So, the Shankar Vedanta people say, see, half the glass is empty. The Chidvilas philosophers started telling, oh, the half glass is full. And on this, both of them started arguments. And I was watching from a distance. Then I said, look here, keep cool. Then I said, keep cool only. I took the glass, drank the milk, broke the glass and went away. Now keep fighting. See? So when Shankaracharya says, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, what does it mean? It means we do not have desires about the mithya things. We do not want to improve. We do not want to change. We do not hate. We do not destroy because it is mithya. And when we recognize everything is Paramatma, other than Paramatma there is nothing, therefore, as our eyes cannot see themselves, we can never have desire about ourselves. Because I am me, how can I have desire? So both of them conclusively reach where whether you take this world as an illusion or you take this world as self, Atma, Brahman, in both the cases, result is the same. You are free from the disease of desire. Instead of taking this stand, they keep on argument, logic, argument. So if you are studied, you will know in this Amritanubhava of Dhaneshwar Maharaj, there in the introduction, I have brought out this point very exhaustively. Only words are different. What is called Paramashiva in the Chidvilasa, the same is referred as Brahman in the Vedanta. Words are different, meaning is the same. Therefore, Anandamaya Vijnanamaya Ishvara Jivako Mayaya Kalpitau Etau. The second thing. According to this Chidvilas, they say this Shakti, Shiva Shakti they call, what we call in Vedanta as Brahman and Maya, they call Shiva Shakti. What is the Shiva Shakti? This Shakti is never away from the Shiva. Therefore, she is one with the Shiva. Is it necessary to tell? Now, what is the Maya Brahman? Maya is that potentiality of the Paramatma, the Brahman, which is one with the Brahman and yet doesn't influence the Brahman, and therefore whether you call it separate or one, it makes no difference. In this manner, when you study these various things, we are likely to get lost in this confusion. So here what we have to understand, Mayaya Kalpitau Etau. So these Anandamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya is the Ishvara and Vijnanamaya is the Jiva. So Ishvara Jivako Mayaya Kalpitau Etau. They are only Kalpita, imagined, meaning do not exist. Like the husband and the son do not exist. But they are creating the whole world. See, if this point of husband and wife you get, you can never be miserable in your life. Then what is the fun? For others. See? Kalpita, it doesn't exist. So don't become serious about anything. So what is the creation of the God, Ishvara and our creation? Ikshanadi praveshanta srishti ishena kalpita jagradadi vimokshantaha samsaro jiva kalpita. The creation of the Ishvara is Ikshanadi praveshanta. Sa ikshata bahusyam prajayeti sa tapotapyata tapastaptva idagam sarvam asrujata. He contemplated and let me be many. He became many. After having created the whole world, then he said, now this world is for whom? See? Like these ammas, they prepare food. For whom? First for themselves. They will take it. And the jhuta chammach they put into that. So everybody gets the prasad. See? So for whom it is? So he enters. So the Paramatma, having created the Ishvara rather, having created this world, he enters. So from the thought of creation up to the entry in the creation is the creation of the Ishvara. So Ikshanadi Praveshanta Srishti Ishena Kalpita. Then Jagradadi Vimokshantaha. Then our life is what Jiva Kalpitaha. In the waking world only we do sadhana. And then we start learning from our dreams. And we don't learn. We become influenced. We become frustrated. Then we go to sleep. And only these three things we know. What is life? Jagra, Sapna, Sushupti. And what is the liberation? Going beyond the Jagra, Sapna, Sushupti. In this manner, these are the two creations, Ishvara's creation and the Jiva's creation. Therefore, this Paramatma, if it is everywhere, why can't we experience this Paramatma in the world also? Advitiyam Brahma Tattvam Asangam Tanna Janate. Because we are unable to recognize the divinity that we are, and it is untouched by anything. See? If you are asked to tell what is space, how can you tell? We have to tell what is space with reference to something. Without reference, you cannot. Suppose you are standing and you are asked, which side is the east? So first question will come, where is the sunrise? See? Without reference, you cannot talk about the space. In the same manner, Advitiyam Brahma Tattvam, if we have to know this thing, the technique is asangam, unattached. So what is the space? What we know, name and form. That which is the source of name and form, but that which is not influenced by the name and the form is the space. Space is formless. The tanmatra of the space is Shabda. So the whole world. Tasmad Atmanaha Akasha Sambhutaha. What is the Akasha, the space? The support of the forms, but the space is without form. Support of the sound, but free from the manyness of the sound, non-specific sound. That the Shabda Tanmatra. So Advitiyam Brahma Tattvam Asangam Tanna Jayate. Because our attention is only toward the manifest, not the unmanifest. And once we come to this unmanifest, then what will happen? Jiva Isha Yoho Mayikavu Mayikayoho Vrutha Evam Kalaham Yayo. But not knowing this, we unnecessarily go on arguing that there is one Jiva per head and Ishvara is punishing and sending us to hell and heaven. All these things keep on argument logic. Yatha Kalaham Yayo. They keep on fighting. So, Jnatva Sada Tattva Nishthan Anumodamahe Vayam Anushochama Evanyat Bhrantahi Na Vivadamahe. See? Vayam, now those who are following this path of inquiry, knowledge, Sada Tattva Nishthan Jnatva, abiding in one's essential self, Anumodamahe, with such people we are at peace, we are joyful, because there is no argument, no discussion, no nothing. See? Then Anyan Anusochama. But those who are trying to prove this is duality and hell and heaven and the karma. Yesterday I went somewhere evening for dinner. So somebody, I think, when I saw him, I said, Sai Ram. He said, Swamiji, I said, you are a Sai Ram brand? He said, yes, Swamiji, I studied in Puttaparthi, then I studied in Whitefield or White House, I don't know. See? Then he asked me this question. Swamiji, what is the place of karma in life? I said, karma is a big bluff. Then, you don't believe in karma? I said, no. Then, I believe in grace. The moment you give importance to the karma, you are a very strong person. Within this life only, how much we talk, I was there, I have done this thing, then I failed, but I did not give up. 9 times I failed in CA, but yet I got it finally. Now I am eating money. What is CA? Is corruption authenticated. All the CAs are the brokers between the income tax officer and their client. See, 10 लाख चाहिए, 5 लाख मेरी, 5 लाख उसकी. See, parasparam karpayantaha shreya paramo apsada. So I become very strong. Now, as if this life's I is not enough. Then in the last life, I have done this thing. So you are bringing the balance brought forward in this life. When are you going to dissolve this I? See, friends, therefore, those who are anyan, those who are thinking, no, last life we have done this thing, then anushochama, we feel sorry for them. See? Because they are bhrantai, deluded. What can you talk to them? Then what is to be done? We do not, na vivadamahe, we do not argue with them. This is a very important spiritual practice. We don't have to prove anything to anybody. Now, Trunarchakadi Yoganta, Ishware Bhranti Mashritaha, Loka Yatadi Sankhyanta, Jive Bhranti Mashritaha. Now, those who are engaged in doing the worship of various things like the grass, the trees, and the stones, and the river, etc., they have illusion about who is the Ishvara. And those who are like the Sankhyas, etc., they are all the time thinking about the Jiva. According to Sankhya, the Jiva, there is one Jiva per head. And it is so strongly accepted by every fool. It is easy to understand, but it is wrong. Per bulb there is one light. Easy to understand. But don't stop there. Find out what the light is. Is the light an individuality like the bulb is an individual? Or is the light expression of the electricity? See? Is the light an individual or the light is one? Bulbs may be many, light is one. Similarly, bodies may be many, but the life is one. What is life? Life is unmanifest. Life is unmanifest mind. In deep sleep, there is no mind. Life is there. So this life or unmanifest mind is responsible for maintaining our life. Continues. Then this same unmanifest mind becomes identified with a particular mind. Then that individual mind is created. So that individual mind with reference to a particular body is referred as the Jiva. But this coming, going, the bulb is switch on, switch off, switch on, switch off. Where the light has gone? So light is not an individuality, but light is only a manifestation. Similarly, life is not an individual jiva, but it is manifestation. So jive bhranti mashritaha. So lokayataha, meaning those who are, they are called as the Charvakas or the this Jain, Buddhist, they are called as the Nirishwaravadi. They don't accept the Ishvara. And therefore, they say that there is one jiva per head. When one person dies, he is liberated. Rest are waiting in the queue. No. Advitiya Brahma Tattvam na jananti yada tada bhranta eva akhila tesham kwa mukti kehava sukham. So, not knowing the Advitiya reality that we are, so Advitiya Brahma Tattva na jananti yada. Unless we come to discover our non-dual absolute reality, till then bhranta eva akhila, they are all deluded. And with the deluded people, we should not argue. Therefore, Naradji says, Vado na avalambyaha. There should not be any argument, discussion on any topic. So, bhranta eva akhila tesham kwa mukti kehava iha sukham. What is the meaning of mukti, liberation or joy for him? Let them suffer. We should not come in their suffering. Let them suffer. Uttama dhamma bhavascha tesham syadastu tena kim. Swapnastha Rajabhikshabhyam na buddha sprishyate khalu. Now here a question is, see, among the people we come across different types of people. Uttama, some of them are superior, well placed, intelligent, beautiful, healthy. Some are adhamaha, some are dull, born idiot, unhealthy, understanding nothing. These kinds of varieties of things we see in this world. How can you explain that? Now here is another important point. Be very attentive. When you accept something as an effect, you have to establish the cause. You see a child. Look at the child. Hey, how are you? Take chocolate. Go. Over. But we don't stop here. Hey, तुम्हारे बाप का नाम क्या है? तुमको क्या करना है? Bombay. Samsar begins. Now, why we have to ask, what is your father's name? Why? Because a child cannot be produced with a father in India. In India is important. See, when I was in US, somebody asked me this question. Why you guys have to put the second name as your father's name? I said, what do you mean? See, you are Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Karamchand is father's name. Why? What is the need? We don't put like that. I said, because we know who is the father. When you have doubt, therefore, we say cow and calf. Do we say bull and calf? Because no bull is traceable. Which bull has come and produced? Therefore, in the Western world, they don't write the father's name. They write only mother's name. That is confirmed. Father we don't do. Ishwar Krupa. See, friends. So, all these arguments, it has no meaning. Say, astu, tena kim, so what? Like in the dream, we see so many things. Then in the dream, who is the mother, who is the father? Nothing. See? Just imagine, you are seeing a dream, and in that dream, there is a nice beach. And on that beach, one grandfather is holding the small child, his maybe grandson, and they are walking on that a beautiful morning. Are we seeing that dream in a sequence? First of all, grandfather was seen in the dream, then 40-50 years have gone, then the grandchild was born, and then he was growing, and then the grandfather is holding to him. Do we see like this thing? We see one boom. See? And then after looking at the old man, we imagine he must have been born earlier, times concept is born. Then this grandchild must be born later. See? So do we inquire? Therefore, if we really want freedom, get out of cause and effect. Karya Karana Vithya. Cause and effect is creating this illusion of the world. Vishvam Pashyati Karya Karanataya Swaswami Sambandhataha Shishyacharyataya Tathaiva Pitruputradhyatmana Bhedataha Swapne Jagrati Vaya Esha Purushaha Maya Paribhramitaha Tasmai Sri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Sri Dakshina Murte. Therefore, wherever there is cause and effect, then Guru, Shishya, then the mother, the father and the son, husband and the wife, all these are only Karya Karana. In the deep sleep, Upanishad says, mother is not mother, father is not father, brother is not brother, there is only being. Therefore, when you see the variety of things in this world, we don't waste your time. But why this person is so poor? Tasmad mumukshubhihi naivam mati jiveshavaadayoho karya. Therefore, mumukshubhihi, those who are the sincere seekers of truth, they should not waste their time, energy with these people who accept one jiva per head and the Ishvara is separate from the jiva. न कार्य किंतु ब्रह्मतत्वम विचार्यम बुद्ध्यताम च तत्. Then we should inquire, what is the source of this relative world, the objective world and the subjective knower of the world? What is the source? Where from the world comes? See, therefore, when we get up in the morning, what is the first thing? Chai. Instead of having the chai GPT, when you get up in the morning, you know, it's everybody's experience. When we get up out of our sleep, we want to linger for at least 2-3 minutes in the bed. Hey, just a minute, I'll just get up. Okay, don't mind. What is that? That is called Vasanananda. Vasanananda, the happiness that you had in the deep sleep, it is lingering. What do we get there? Nothing. Therefore, when we are in deep sleep, there is no world, there is no Ishvara, there is no Jiva, there is no nothing. And when the waking begins, what are the steps in waking? First we become aware, I am. Then where I am, space is created. Then what is the time, time is created. Then who am I, the body is created. So first we become aware and then we become specific. Now I have to go to work. In this manner, this story is going incessantly, but we never learn from that. So, tasmad mumukshubhihi naivamati jiva ishvaravadiyoho karya kintu brahmatattvam vicharyam. Then start finding out who was sleeping. This example also gave you, those who have been listening. Work on this. We all make this statement. Find out who makes this statement. I had good sleep, but in between there were bad dreams. Who makes this statement? This statement is not made by the dreamer because we are not talking to dreamer. This statement is not made by the deep sleeper because we are not talking to deep sleeper. In deep sleeper there is nobody. How can you talk? Then, are we talking to the waker? Waker also cannot make this statement because he was not in the deep sleep. How can he say that I had a good sleep? Then who says? The deep sleeper, he also cannot, because if he was sleeping, how can he say I had a good sleep? He has to be awake to know it is a good sleep. Think. Therefore, this statement is made, who is in the waking without becoming a waker, who was in the deep sleep without going to sleep. Meaning, Karnataka. See, my friends, tasmad mumukshubhihi naivam mati jiva ishvara vadayoho karya kintu brahma tattvam vicharyam buddhyatam chatat. That is the purpose of our life. All other things are meaningless. Purva pakshataya tauched tattva nishchaya hetutam prapnoti astu nimajja swa tayor naitavata vashaha. See? Now the Jiva and the Ishvara, if they are used for inquiry, what is the Jiva, what is the Ishvara? If this is the purpose that you are inquiring, Jiva Ishvara, so that you come to discover it is the same reality, with reference to the totality is called as the Ishvara, with reference to individuality is called as Jiva. When this is clearly understood, if this is the purpose that you are doing, then very good, keep it up. Etavata tayoho avashaha nimajjasva. And in this manner, spend your time in inquiring in this. Who am I? Whence the world? Who is suffering? Who dies? when you look at all this as a method of communication, see, unknown is indicated with reference to the known. This is the simple rule. Do you know him? Who? Yeah. Then Gupta, I don't know him. Are yaar, he is the son-in-law of Mr. Srivastav. Srivastav, you know, I know very well, a great cheat fellow. He is his son-in-law. Okay. Then you deal with Gupta ji. And then that Gupta cheats you much more. Again you ask, do you know Gupta ji? Very well. Now reference is not required. So unknown is indicated with reference to the known. What is known to us? The world is known. So what is the world? Inquire. You reach the destination. See? What is known to us? I am miserable. So inquire, who is this I? Is the husband miserable or the man miserable? Of course, you are husband miserable. Then are you husband? How did you become husband? By mistake. Suffer. See? We are born man, therefore no problem. But when you mistake, you have to suffer. How simple it is. Therefore, asanga chit vapur jivaha sankhokta tadruk ishvaraha yogaha tasya tattvamoho arthau shuddhau tau iti cheshruno. See? In the Sankhya philosophy, jiva is considered as asanga, unattached, consciousness, vibhu, all pervading. In the same manner, in yoga also, it is said, Ishvara is also the same way. He is having the same thing. Ishvara and Jiva, unattached and non-dual. Therefore, Tattvamasi. So you and Ishvara, they are not two because both of them are supported by the same substratum. Because of the conditioning of the Panchakoshas and Maya, they are separated. But essentially, they are one. This is how Tattvamasi Mahavakya Upadesh, if you take from this thing, then it is very good. Therefore, na Tatvamoho ubhavaha arthasmin siddhantata gatau advaita bodhanayaiva sa kaksha kajanishate. Therefore, in this Tattvamasi, Tat and Tvam, these two are the implied meaning in our Vedanta. We do not take the Tat and Tvam as real. We say that the foundation of the Tat and Tvam, they are one and the same. Therefore, both Ishvara and the Jiva, they are superimposed on the same substratum. This example, our day to day, should make it clear. On the man, the father is superimposed, so that man is called as a son. On the same man, the wife is superimposed, then he is called as the husband. Has that man become many? But what we talk about, only this. So we have to recognize that which is supporting the conditioning, but which is not influenced by the conditioning, that is our essential nature. Therefore, this is the Siddhanta. And if it is accepted, Advaita Bodhanaya, then that is perfectly all right. If you are establishing Jiva and Ishvara's separateness, then you are in the samsara. Therefore, it is said, Anadi Mayaya Bhranta Jivesho Suvilakshano Mandente Tadvidaya Kevalam Shodhanam Tayoho. See, in Tattvamasi Mahavakya Upadesh, there are two words used. Words are same. Reference is different. Tat Pada Shodhanam and Tvam Pada Shodhanam. Shodhanam has two meanings. Shodhanam is searching. Second Shodhanam is Shuddhikaranam. See? So Tat Pada Shodhanam. Search the divine. When you search something, it is other than you. And Shodhanam, purification, purify yourself. When these two things go together, purification of the Jiva Bhava is application of Vedanta in our life. न त्वं देहो नेन्द्रियाणि न प्राणो न मनो न धी विचारित्वात् विकारित्वात् दृश्यत्वाच्च घटो यथा. Inquire. I cannot be the body, sense organs, mind, etc. Like a pot, I cannot be. What is a pot? It is an object of knowledge, it is subject to modification, and it is subject to destruction. The same body is an object of knowledge, subject of modification, and subject to destruction. Either accept yourself to be the pot or don't accept yourself to be body. Thus, shodhanam, purification. That which is supporting everything can never be denied. You cannot deny the substratum. After the superimpose is removed, substratum continues to remain. This is the Tvam Pada Shodhanam, purification. Therefore, Vedanta is applied on ourselves. And with the world, devotion is applied. Tat Pada Shodhanam. See? How to search God in this world? Every single event and experience in our life is God's grace. Take this as a takeaway. Net result, we will stop reacting. See? Like today somebody gave prasad. Now whether you want or you don't want, I don't take sweets. Swami, this is prasad. These ammas are very chalu. See? When they want their things to be done, they do this technique. Prasad. In the same manner, we accept every event, everything that is happening in our life as God's grace. Prasad. Then, prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasya upajayate. Sarva dukkhana hani upajayate. Because it is God's grace. How it can be miserable? So, in the misery, when we are able to remember God, as well as in the comforts and happiness we are able to remember the God, then we are doing Tat Pada Shodhanam. Search, seek, discover the divine presence in every single event of our life. Now, two things. We have gone beyond the limitations of the Panchakoshas. And then we are functioning through the Panchakoshas without getting influenced by the limitations of the Panchakoshas. Now, with that experience and knowledge, then we are coming in contact with the world, and whatever is happening is the divine grace. In both the places, even only the divine is remembered. And thus, although there is a separateness, yet separateness is not established. Dvaitanubhuti does not mean we are accepting Dvaita. See? Like the teeth and the tongue. When the tongue is beaten, they are separate. The tongue is hurt, no doubt. But do we have that experience that the teeth has come and beaten my tongue? No. Because although there is apparent separateness, but both of them are supported by the same reality. And therefore, wise people, Mahatmas, do not love anybody. They have love for everybody. And the love, expression of love differs from character to character. See? There was one lady, she was expressing her love for her daughter. Now I don't know where they are. They were from Himachal Pradesh. And the young mother and young child, maybe about few years, 1 or 2 years. And she used to love and hug her. And what she will, all the mothers call their children by any funny names. This lady used to call her daughter, Mera Baingan ka bharta. Anirvachaniya prema swarupam. Narada Bhakti Sutra says, there is no rule of expression of love. Anirvachaniya. So, time passed, and I knew that she was called Bengaluru Kavarta. When her marriage was going, that child, and she never knew that I am coming. And I happened to be there, so I went. So, when she saw me entering, whatever rituals were going on, she said, Panditji, ruko. And she came running, not to hug or greet me, to put her hand on my mouth. Don't call me by that name before everybody. Because nobody knew that other than her mother and me. Bengan ka bharta. Can you imagine? Husband will whole life. See, friend. So, anadi mayaya bhranta jivesho suvilakshano manyande tad vidaya kevalam shodhanam tayoho. Therefore, the jiva jagat, Ishvara, etc., it is going on anadi, without any beginning, means what? Without any cause. Two have no beginning, but one of them have end, other doesn't end. The truth has no beginning and no end, like ourselves. We have no experience of birth, no experience of change, no experience of death, and no experience of absence. This is Sat, reality. There is another one which has no beginning, but it has end. See? Do you know Chinese? No, I don't know. Since how long? Arey yaar, I never knew it. Then you go to China and start learning. So, after you start knowing, then that ignorance of that language is over. So, there are two beginningless, but one of them ends, other doesn't end. And therefore, if we do not know ourselves, don't worry. But if it is beginningless, how it will end? It will end. Therefore, anadi mayaya bhranta. Do not ask the reason why it is. In a school, the teacher was dictating and moving in between. Students were writing. And one child wrote a wrong spelling. What you have written? Crocodile. Read it. K-R-O-D-I-L-E. Who taught you this? Nobody. Very true. Nobody taught. I thought it is like that. How beautiful it is. Who taught you? Foolishness is not required to be taught. It is own genius. See? Similarly, ajnana has no beginning. Ajnana is the cause. See? Therefore, anadi mayaya bhranta jiva suvilakshano manyante tad vidayaya kevalam shodhanam tayoho. Therefore, we have to inquire who is the Ishvara and shodhanam. For that, our mind should be free from all wrong notions. Atra evatra drushtantos yogya prak samyagiritaha ghatakasha mahakasha jalakasha abrakhatmakaha. The earlier example was given 4 spaces. Mahakash and Ghatakash. In that Ghata there is water, there it is Jalakash. These 3 are easy to understand. The 4th one, in the sky there are clouds, in the clouds there are droplets, in those droplets also there is reflection of the sky, clouds, etc. That is called as the Abra, that means the cloud Akash, cloud space. But can we see that? Mahakash we can see, the Jalakash we can see, the Ghatakash we can understand, but that Meghakash you have to only infer. Because if the water is reflecting something, then it is called as the Jalakasha. So in the clouds also there is water, therefore there must be reflection. So although we have not seen, we accept it by inference. In the same manner, is anything in this world created without any cause? No. Therefore, when we look at this world, we ask, who created this world? I am not created. No, 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 no. Who created this world? This world is created by God. So Ishvara is brought. Therefore, atra drishtanta yogya prak samyak iritaha. We are told you earlier. Therefore, jala abhra upadhine te जलाकाश आकाश अभ्रखेतयोः आधारौ तु घटाकाश महाकाशो सुनिर्मलः. So for the jalakasha, the water in the pot, what is the adhara? Is the pot space. And for the meghakasha, so like the pot is holding, or the other pot space is holding the water for the jalakasha. Similarly, the cloud space is holding the water in the form of droplet, and there it is a meghakasha. In the same manner, we have to recognize with individuality what is called as jiva, the same is called as Ishvara with the totality. And both of them are on the same status. And both of them are supported by Mahakasha. So, Jalakasha supported by the Ghatakasha, and the Meghakasha is also supported by the same Mahakasha. In this manner, when we are slowly able to understand, evam anandamaya vijnanamayo mayadhi yo vashaha tadadhisthana kutastha brahmani te sunirmale. Therefore, similarly, anandamaya with respect to individual, and Jiva and the Ishvara with the totality. Vijnanamaya for the Jiva and Ishvara for the totality. So two things. One is the individual conditioning, Vijnanamaya kosha, there Paramatma is expressing, is called a Jiva. Second is conditioning is Maya, totality, there Paramatma is expressing, called as the Ishvara. In this manner, both of them are expressions of the same reality. Tad adhisthana kutastha brahmani to sudhirmale. So what is called as the ghatakasha with reference to the small part is called as the kutastha with reference to individual. And what is called a mahakasha with reference to the meghakasha is called as the Brahman. In this manner, the same reality is indicated because of the conditioning in two different ways. Initially, if you are listening for the first time, it becomes very heavy to understand. But once you get a click of it, it is not difficult. And it's so obvious. See? Total space, you understand. A pot space, you understand. In that pot, there is water, in this reflection, one. Then, the total space, there is a cloud. In that cloud, there are waters. So, there is the cloud space. In that cloud space also, there is a reflection. So, there is one reflection in the pot waters, second reflection in the water in the cloud. There is reflection. Both the places there are reflections. See? Condition is the same. The same Mahakasha, the same space. But our attention goes only what is manifest. What is supporting the manifestation. If we go there, like the colors and forms are supported by the vision. Sense organs are supported by the mind. Mind is supported by the Vijnanamaya kosha. Vijnanamaya kosha is supported by the life principle. Life principle is the expression of the divinity. Where is the difficulty to understand? So what will a spiritual practice? Migrate, go back. You must have enjoyed sometime the giant wheels. If you go to Singapore, don't go there. It is so dull and dumb. You don't even experience that it is moving. It is going slower than the ant. And you are waiting now, it is going up, how it will look like that. And you don't understand. Kahan hai? It has not moved at all. Instead of that, go to Ganesh Puri. And there is a particular time, there is, that manually moved one. A huge one. And that fellow moves. Baitho, baitho. Pakke pakad ke rakho. No belt, no nothing. And then when it comes down, woo, so when you are at the periphery, you suffer more. But when you are at the hub, the center, the person who was moving there, he doesn't suffer. Exactly. Our periphery is our possessions and relations. Come closer. Divorce? No. See? Come closer. And this is what we do. When we sleep, what we do? We start migrating from the periphery and come slowly to ourselves. And when we are with ourselves 100%, then celebration. Karr, karr. Have you seen anybody snoring hurriedly? Kar, 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 kar. Observe. See, this is what Vedanta is. Learn. Why we snore so comfortably and slowly? No hurry. कहीं जाना थोड़ी है. So whenever you are nearer to your own being, you will be happier than the happiest. And if you are all the time as if some rasgulla in the mouth, useless. Evam anandamay vijnanamayo maya dhisho ishayor vasho. So both Anandamaya and the Ishvara and Vijnanamaya and the Ishvara, both of them are under the control of this Maya of Prakriti. Tad Adhisthana Kutastha Brahmani to Svindarmale. Therefore, the Adhisthana of the Jiva is Kutastha Chaitanya and the Adhisthana of the Ishvara is the Brahma Chaitanya, two of them. So, Brahma Chaitanya with reference to the totality, Ishvara, and Kutastha Chaitanya with reference to the individuality. Many people don't understand this basic, deep understanding. When Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Dvau imo purusho loke ksharascha kshara evacha kshara sarvani bhutani kutastokshar uchyate. There he doesn't say or doesn't mean that there are two Purushas. See? Dvau imo purusho. If you simply take grammar without understanding of the subject matter, then you will see the translation. There are two Purushas, one is changing, other is not changing. It is not the meaning. The same Purusha is appearing in two ways, Kshara and Akshara. See? So, Kshara Sarvani Bhutani. So, all the Bhutas, the things are constantly changing, and Kutastha Akshara Uchyate. The one who is supporting all the changes, that Kutastha is the Akshara, Purusha. Now, is it not our subjective thing? Whatever I consider myself to be, is the Jiva, and he has been supporting all the changes which are happening. See? Now, Bhagavan says, see, Yasmat Ksharamati toham Aksharadapi chottamaha. Akshara Purusha was what? Kutastha. And Kshara Purusha world. Bhagavan says, Yasmat Ksharamati toham. I am beyond the changing world. And Aksharadapi uttama. And beyond the Kutastha Chaitanya. Then I am Uttama Purusha. So, one has to go beyond individuality versus totality and enter the absolute. In absolute, there is neither individuality nor totality. See? So, tad adhisthana kutastha brahmani to sunirmale. देखो महाराज, एतत् कक्षोपयोगेन सांख्य योगो मतो यदि देहो अन्नमयत कक्षत्वाद आत्मात्वेन अभिपेयताम. In the Sankhya and the yoga abhyasa, if these are considered as useful for understanding the tatpada and tvapada, okay, then we have no problem. But if you are accepting them as the reality, then we do not accept with you. Therefore, jiva is not one per body, it is just a abhivyakti. These two words you should remember. Husband is abhivyakti with conditioning of the wife. He is not real. Now when the divorce happens, where the husband goes? To get married to someone else. So when he gets married, again husband is born. See? So is the first husband who has left the earlier wife, is he the one who is becoming again the second husband? Husband 1, husband 2, husband 3. Question. Husband 1 is equal to husband 2, husband 3 is equal to what? Is the third husband very fat? Why पहले दो भी है ना? No. See, and who are suffering? Husband. See, our condition in samsara is what? The best example I can think about, that story of Bhagwan Ram. He was, as a child, crying and insisting, I want that reflection of the moon from the waters. Bring it out. I want it. So what can be done? See, if I were there, I would have given one. Don't see moon there, see in your head. See, friends, illusions cannot be perceived. They appear, but they are not real. In the same manner, when you look at this world, it appears but not real. So don't become serious about anything. Atma bhedo jagat satyam isho anya iti chetrayam tyajyate taistada yoga sankhya yoga vedanta sammatihi. So these are the three limitations of these sankhya and the yoga. Sankhya is a philosophy, yoga is a practice. Yoga Shastra is based on the foundation of Sankhya philosophy. So, there are three things. Atma Bhedo, separate Atma per body. Then, Jagat Satyam, the world is real. And Ishvara is other. So, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. These three are taken as real. And there are many Jivas, one Jiva per head. If these three things are Tyajyate, if these three things are rejected by the Sankhya and the Yoga, we have no objection. They are following Vedanta. See, friends. Therefore, if we are really practicing Vedanta in letter and spirit, we can never have any desire to achieve something or to protect something in this world, and as a result, we will never get disturbed on any count. See, remember this, whenever we get disturbed, that poisonous eye has surfaced. See? Why it happens? What I say. See? Therefore, vado na avalambyaha. Do not get into argument. And this you can do by simple foundation, I can tell you. Whenever we are discussing or talking to somebody, we should know what is their standpoint. See, if we hold on to our standpoint, they also have their own standpoint. But my standpoint is right. Who are you to teach me? Samsara begins. See? Because somebody is younger, does it mean that he is a fool? And because we are elder, we are a bigger fool? See, friends. On the contrary, samajh badan ko chahiye. Understanding should be with the elders, not with the youngsters. But if we start arguing like that, then these are the symptoms of a strong sattvic ego. See? Therefore, we must have some kind of bad things in us. You are too optimist. We have got only bad things. Okay then. See? Otherwise, the ego of the goodness like Arjuna had is so poisonous. We want to prove I am right. In this relative world, nobody is right, nobody is wrong. Everything is just a time pass. See? Many years before, I was in Calcutta with Mahatma Ji. And he was sitting in his chair. I was sitting next to him on the floor. And there were devotees. And normally they'll be talking, Swamini, he has said like this, he has said like that. And Mahatma Ji was listening. And afterwards, he said, excuse me, I have to go to washroom. Okay? Then he said, help me. So he put his hand on my shoulder and we got up slowly. And I took him, elderly Mahatma. He said, this samsara will be like this. Don't participate as if you are listening, but don't listen. That will destroy your peace of mind. You cannot improve few people coming together and living in understanding. It can never happen. Then protect yourself. This world has always been like this. See? Direct instruction. From that time onward, this sutra of our Naradji has gone deep in me. Vado na avalambya. Tu, my, tu. If spirituality is disturbing us, it is not spirituality. Atma bhedo jagat satyam isho anyat iti trayam tyajyate tai sada sankhya yoga vedanta sammati. Continuing further, Jiva asangatva matrena krutartha ichi iti chettada trak chandana adi nityam nityatvam matrena api krutarthata. Now here we have to understand. Jiva asanga matrena. The jiva is unattached. This is not enough. See? Jiva asangatva matrena krutartha iti. If you think this is, tada then strak chandana adi nityatvam matrena api krutarthata. Then all the things in this world, like the various things, the inert things, like the strak is the garland, chandan is the sandalwood, they are also unattached to anybody. So they are realized or what? See, friends, only I am not attached. Ishvara is also not attached. Otherwise we will blame him. Bhagwan, तुमने ऐसा क्यों किया? तुमको परेशान कर देंगे. So, यदा स्त्रगादि नित्यत्वं च दुष्पाद्यं तथात्मनः असंगत्वं न संभाव्यं जीवतुर जगदीशयोः. Therefore, the various things like garland, etc., dusampadhyam, it's very difficult that they are attached to anything. In the same manner, Jagadishayoho, both the Ishvara and the world, they are also not attached to anything. See? Now this book is not attached to me, and I am not attached to book, then no problem. But if I say, no, the book is attached to me, it can't live without me, then you suffer. So the detachment should start from us. World is not attached to anything. But we have that notion. Without me, how the world can move, and therefore you keep on. Therefore, asangatvam na sambhavyam jivato jagad ishayoho. Therefore, it is impossible to accept that the garden, etc., to be eternal. They are not, because they are temporary. The self is unattached as long as the Ishvara and Jagat are considered to be independent entities. It is not possible. So, in short, what is the meaning? Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, all of them are one and the same. See? Now take one example. I, you, he. I talk to you about he. I is first person singular. You is second person. He is third person. If you are not there, do I cease to exist? I continue. If I don't talk about him, do I cease to exist? I continue to exist. If I is not there, can you and he exist? See? So when we say I is an illusion, and imagine that this is the truth, no. When you accept yourself, Jiva, to be illusion, then Jagat Ishvara also disappears. See, friend, they are all related to each other. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Therefore, let us not have this wrong understanding. Avashyam prakrutim sangam pure vap apadayet tatha niyachati isham kopi kosya mokshastata sati. Pura eva, like the earlier time, if the world of matter and attachment, see, if the Prakriti is considered to be eternal, as we did it before discrimination may begin, then association of the self with the Prakriti also will be inevitable. It will be there. But when we take the Prakriti or the Maya, it is not eternal. It is appearance. Therefore, remember, it is and it is not. San api asan api ubhayatmikano. So, the burning power of the fire, it is and it is not. Why it is? Because it burns. Why it is not? Because it has no independent existence from the fire. So fire is the reality and burning power is its potentiality. So potentiality can manifest unmanifest. But the potential, the fire, is neither manifesting nor unmanifesting. It is ever the same. And therefore, when we take this Maya as eternal, the samsara will never disappear. Therefore, what our Vedanta tells is this Maya, Jiva, Jagat, these are the methods of communication to bring us to our essential nature. And this has to be clearly, distinctly understood. See, now when doubt is taken, we will take it in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.